Hey, everybody, it's Marty, Bahama. Thank you to the most beautiful woman in the world, Kamikaze Christie, for getting me started. Thank you, Pineapple, for getting some videos edited today. So, guys, I'll be uploading some more videos here shortly tonight. So, be watching out for those. But tonight, we're going to be talking about buzz leverage. And what I mean by buzz leverage is buying or learning how to pick up free Facebook groups. And I'm not talking about small groups. I'm not talking about 500 member groups, 1,000 member groups. We're talking about 30,000 member groups, 50,000 member groups, 125,000 member groups, 600 some thousand member groups. So these are life-changing events that has happened in my life over the last, let's say, I think it was 2017, so 3 years that I started picking these Facebook groups up and went from having control of one little Facebook group that I had created with 2,500 members to now I have control of Facebook groups all over the world, over 30 something states in the United States and different countries out there. And I'm telling you guys, when you realize the power of these Facebook groups and then realize the power of having control of a Facebook group and having a never-ending billboard, you're going to realize, hey, this is it. This is Marty Bahama here has cracked the code of how we get never-ending business for the rest of our life. No matter what kind of business we're in, never-ending business for the rest of our life, thanks to these Facebook groups. And it doesn't cost us anything. It doesn't cost us anything to advertise in these Facebook groups. But yes, when it comes to picking up Facebook groups, we're going to talk about the value of Facebook groups and how I determine the value of Facebook groups. We're going to talk about some of the groups that I have bought over the last 3 years, off and on. Went from that one group, 2,500 members, to having full control of over 100 something groups. And you can go to the Human Energy Buzz page. It's the only time I'll ever recommend anybody to go to our page, only because I purposely linked our page to all of our groups so they can easily be found. So you go to the page, Human Energy Buzz page, and you click on groups, and you're going to see all the groups that we have full control over. You're going to see all the groups that you'll see different realtors on top of some of these groups. You'll see a guy who sells cars in Texas, and he can't sell. I mean, he loves the Facebook groups, loves them. Out in Texas, on top of a big Facebook group, unbelievable amount of clients coming in. No matter how you approach these groups, but there's so many different ways, and that's what we teach you with the buzz. So before I get too further, let me make sure, got my phone in my pocket, let me make sure I'm in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people. Hopefully I'm on YouTube, and hopefully we are there. Yes, there we are. I see we got a few people already. What's up, Ralph? What's up with Troy? What's up? Yes, guys, come in here because I'm telling you, you guys are going to be super impressed. Let me get this turned down real quick. I can already tell I got a volume thing going here. You're going to be super impressed with things that I didn't even realize myself. And I say that because I have started off this morning and yesterday, really just trying to figure out, Marty, when you're out there trying to approach somebody to buy a Facebook group, what determines your value? Where does your value come from? You know, and then I was talking to Kamikaze Christie tonight, and we was trying to figure out different things that we always look for when it comes to actually trying to get a group off somebody. Is it worth it? How active is the group? All kind of things like that right there, and I'm telling you, I've got a ton of them. I got a whole list of different things that I didn't even realize that me and her both did. I let her do her thing. Tell me what you usually look for. I did my thing. I wrote down what I usually look for, put those two things together, and I'll tell you right now, she had a bunch of stuff that I didn't even think about. But some of the stuff that I kind of looked at sometimes, but not really paid attention to detail. So, Ralph, Troy, all you guys will be getting a YouTube link sent to you tomorrow, and it is going to be a video of me breaking down every one of those things, and there's quite a few of them. Every one of those things that I'll look for when I'm looking at getting a Facebook group off somebody. And I'm telling you guys, just imagine this. right now you're feeling, if you don't have any control of any Facebook groups, right now you're feeling like, well, I don't really understand what Marty's talking about, but I have seen a lot of Facebook groups out there. I've even advertised in some of those Facebook groups out there, and I've been kicked out. I've been booted out. Well, guess what? When you control the Facebook group, you're in charge of it. Nobody's going to boot you out. It's your group. You get to be the one to decide who gets booted out. All of a sudden, it becomes your virtual real estate, your community. And there's a ton of different things to look for and realize that, hey, there's going to be some great groups out there that's well worth the investment. And there's going to be some groups out there that you don't need to give $20 for. All right? And Kamikaze Christy and I specifically voted $20 on a group in some really bad locations. So that's some of the things that we're going to talk about. And also, too, what's up, Angela? Hey. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that. If you don't care, give us a like, give it a share, give it a subscribe. I do appreciate that for sure, because one thing that Kamikaze Christy and I have both realized over the last few years, and it all started by meeting somebody we really that was different, had a different point of view than we did, and it was all about trying to be sell, do paid Facebook ads, do click funnels, yada yada yada. But it's not us. We want to do this organically. It is literally me, my wife Christy, who's the brains behind this operation, the one who taught us how to be 100% mobile with the buzz. Daughter Erica, aka Pineapple, who does the video editing. Our buzz manager Don Marie, who helps us get everybody into the classrooms. Because another thing I realized is I could have 100 people come to me and say, Marty, teach me about these Facebook groups. And I could tell them everything about them. But out of those 100 people, is it really going to sink in just me having these conversations over the phone? So I realized, Kamikaze realized, hey, the best thing to do, Marty, is put this into our Buzz Google Classrooms. And it's not a classroom you go to. It's nothing you have to attend. It's actually an app that you put on your phone, and you're able to see everything on what we've done over the last 6 years with these Facebook groups. And keep in mind, I just said in 2017, 3 years ago, is when we first started this whole buzz leverage. It's when we first started realizing, hey, there's definitely a lot of value in these Facebook groups, especially when they started letting us ask 3 questions, and that was about 3.5 years ago. 3 questions to all the new members coming on board. So if you look at anything in this life ever, look at this. If I have control of this Facebook group, and if this Facebook group has 30,000 members in it, and I get to ask any 3 questions that I want to ask to every new member wanting to join that group, because here's another thing that we'll get to about those 30,000 members. I picked up a group in Nashville, Middle Tennessee, which if you're not familiar with Tennessee, we don't have multi-million-dollar houses laying everywhere. I sent somebody a picture of one of our sellers poll, where today I created the sellers poll in a little small podunk group here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and after 4 hours, I had 3 people that said they wanted to sell their house between $250,000 and $350,000. Hey, that's pretty solid for here in Knoxville. That's hitting some good numbers for Knoxville, Tennessee. And the real estate agent is in Canada. Out there is Troy. Troy says, well, those wouldn't even touch these houses down here or up here where I'm at. You know, and I said, well, let me show you this poll that we created in California group. In this poll that I had created about a month and a half ago, it had 8 people had clicked on wanting to sell their house between $300,000 and $500,000. It had 6 people that clicked on they wanted to sell their house between $1 million and $2 million. So you can find luxury houses, and in that California group that I created that poll in, guess what? It's also my group. I can leave that poll there forever, and it just collects people. I got it marked at the top of the group. Another big benefit of owning these Facebook groups is mark your post, your polls, any of your information to the top of that group, and guess what? You don't get kicked out. It's your group. You now have full control over it. And I'm telling you guys, what's up, Ryan? What's up? Appreciate that, buddy. This is you guys are going to be super impressed with the work that I put in today of really getting in with Kamikaze Christie, because we do have full control. You can go to our page, Human Energy Buzz page, click on the groups tab, and you can see all the groups we have full control of. We have full control over 100-something groups, and those groups are in different spots. So like back to Nashville, Tennessee. Remember, I got a very short train, caboose, engine, that's it. So I get off topic sometimes. But Nashville, Tennessee, you know, that group that we picked up there, and I'll tell you how much we picked it up for. I picked it up for 5% of what the member count is. So that's kind of how I view the value of these Facebook groups. I go by a lot of different things that I didn't even realize I go by besides just a member count. That's just a very small part of it now. After getting together with Kamikaze Christie and realizing, Lord, there's a lot of different stuff that we look at besides just a member count and the location. So there's some simple things that you can think about is maybe the group is worth more if it's in a very, very hot spot. So for example, what's up, Don White? What's up? A great example of that would be Colorado. I was told by my partner when we got licensed in Colorado less than 6 months ago, you know, we're on the mortgage side with Southwest Fund, and we've got 9 different satellite branches out there that I have built with these Facebook groups, finding almost all of our best employees, except a good friend of mine, Neil, and John Baker, and a few of them that I was friends with, but almost 98% of all our employees come out of those Facebook groups. And I'm telling you right now, there's some amazing people that we have met thanks to the Facebook groups. Absolutely amazing, super nice people, and they're motivated. They're hungry. They see the value. Ryan Cornelison, as a matter of fact, I know Ryan, thanks to the buzz, he just picked up, I think it was 6 or 8 groups a week or two ago with 160,000 members in them. 160,000 members at his fingertips. And the ability to do what you want to with that group, with the cover photo, with the topics, with the announcements. This is all the things that we have learned over 6 years. And it's so easy, it's almost everything. Everything you can do or needs to be done is done right here on your phone. So keep that in mind. What's up, Joseph? What's up? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate the Buzz team members starting to join in. This is where I'm going live Monday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, and it's tonight and every Thursday is always going to be about information about buying these Facebook groups or picking these Facebook groups up. Things you can do with the Facebook groups. I'm always going to give, just for the fact that you guys are here and you're subscribing and you're taking a few minutes to watch this, I'm always going to give some really good tidbit information that you're going to see the value of becoming a Buzz team member immediately. You're going to go into some of these groups and you're going to see some of the reactions, look at some of the posts, look at how busy the group is, and just think to yourself, well, if this group is this busy, and when I say busy, I mean you can't keep up with it unless you know how to get people to help you. Otherwise, you just stay totally covered up. But when I say busy, some of these groups, they'll have 25,000, 35,000 posts in a 30-day period. Now you think about trying to keep up with all that craziness. You gotta have help. Well, I teach you how to get that help. I ain't sweating a bit. And I have full control. Kamikaze and my partner Dave and me have full control of all these groups all over the place. And we're not sweating it. We learn how to get people to help us. We learn what we need to do to get our name out there. We learn how to go from one branch to having 9 branches thanks to these Facebook groups and thanks to having leverage. We also learn how to reach out to a real estate agent and say, hey, would you like to help us run this group? And you'll notice the cover photo of this one has Kimberly Horde on there. She's a real estate agent in Middle Tennessee. What's up, Tim? What's up? And she's on top of that group, and that's a great group to bring up because it's probably the most that I have spent on a Facebook group ever. But I've seen the value because it was in a hot spot, and that was when I first started kind of getting into it. When I first realized that there's an ability to be able to do that. When the guy had archived a group and Kamikaze Christie had seen it and said, hey, This guy archived this group. That means when somebody archives a group, that means they're done with it. They don't want it. And you guys can see this no matter who you are. Sometimes you'll be out there in these Facebook groups and you'll notice that it gets shut down. A lot of people don't even realize it's a group. A lot of people still think it's a page. They don't understand, even though they created it, they didn't understand what they was creating. So many people still call it a page that has full control of them. So many people don't understand the difference between a holding pond and a dormant website. But I understand it. Kamikaze understand it. Ah, great Tim, great Tim. He got his buzz package today. We love it, we love it, we love it. You want to talk about the best deal ever. You become a Buzz team member, you're going to get spoiled. And you're going to get spoiled with the fact that my customer service, Kamikaze's customer service, Don Marie, we are always there. We're always helping. I spent 30 minutes on the phone trying to help a real estate agent and a loan originator today work out how to roll closing costs into the loan. Things like that don't bother me. But I'll also spend another 30 minutes telling somebody exactly how to set up their personal branding group where it brings in this unlimited clients galore. You know, so that don't bother me. I love what I do, and that's a big key for a lot of our Buzz team members. A lot of the people that we've been around so far that we built this organically have been able to quit their full-time and part-time jobs and do this full-time real estate. Or David getting ready to sell signs full-time and not have to work that part-time job. My cousin Tim selling peaches and selling just an ungodly amount. It's hard to even think that I would say that somebody's selling peaches, and that would be kind of amazing. But I'm telling you right now, when you go to our YouTube channel here, it's actually one of the videos, and just type in Tim Hill or peaches, and you'll see this line of people that was a football field long, waiting in line, all because of these Facebook groups. It wasn't because Tim had the greatest peaches on this planet. Not saying anything bad about Tim's peaches. They might have been great, but they did it because they seen it on Facebook. They saw it on Facebook. They followed it. They joined his group. They even liked his page. And everybody that comes to me and has a page, they usually always see the immediate value, more value in a Facebook group than they did their page. Because they always feel the same way I did about ours. Is people go there, they like it, they leave a review, they move on. Now, is it a bad thing to have a page? No. As a matter of fact, I tell most of our Buzz team members, when you create your group, if you do have that page that's designed to spend your money, that we do not do, we don't do paid ads, you can go ahead and link it to your group because it does look pretty cool on the phone, not on the desktop, but on the phone when it says group by, and it has a little band it puts across there, so it makes the group look a little bit more professional. And making that group look professional and making it have a really awesome cover photo on there is a lot of the big keys of getting your groups to grow. And Wednesday night is all about PBGs and how to grow those groups, so be sure that you stay in and follow the Buzz. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, get in here and listen to us, and we're going to be talking all about these Facebook groups, all about the messenger groups. Messenger groups really changed the game for us. But getting back to the Buzz Leverage, I'm going to talk about some of the groups that I have picked up over the years and kind of how they've grown and where you can really see the value at. So, for example, the Cool Springs group that Kim Horta is on top of. Now, Kim has closed an absolute ton of deals. You can go to that group, you see the name of it, you can go to it and click on announcements, and you can see a seller's poll there that probably has over 100 people that said they want to sell their house. That's a true story. Go there and verify it. But that group grew. When we picked it up, it had 33,000 members in it. And I haven't went to that group in a while. But while I'm on here, I can just go ahead and find it and pull it up. And I'll be able to tell you exactly when I got this group. Was around the middle of July. We've got 618 people wanting to join this group right now. So hopefully, if you're not part of this Cool Springs group, go check it out. Try to join it, and I'll get you in there. It has as of today, 68,966 members. So we picked this group up in the middle of July, and now we're here, probably actually towards it in August. I have to check to see when it was. But now we're here about 3 years later, and that group has grown about 40,000 people. So if you think about that, 40,000 people. 40,000 people got to see the name. They got to see the cover photo. They get to see it every day when they go to the group. If there's something posted in the group that interests them. If they go to Marketplace and it has something that is inside the Cool Springs group and they click on it, then they might just happen to go into the Cool Springs group and start seeing other things. So there's so many ways that they get driven to these groups. And a lot of times, they're seeing things in the Marketplace and they don't even know what group it's located in. They just know it's in a Marketplace. They put it all together in there to have you one spot to go be able to see all these things for sale. But guess what? We don't sell things. And if we do sell things, we learn how to do it away from the Marketplace. We learn how to do it into the discussion area. And by picking these groups up and control them. So think about that. 40,000 people has got to see at the very top of that group, Human Energy Buzz, Southwest Funding. They get to see Kimberly Hord's business card, which she's got a really nice, that's one thing I like about some of the way some of these real estate agents put their business cards on top of these groups. They'll do a really good job, make it look nice and fancy. Some of them use a pool and a nice house and a pool, put their business card on it. But after being dug into these Facebook groups for now 6.5 years, 6 years, whatever, time flies. We've learned so much over time, and we learned where to look for the best groups. We learned what to look for when it comes to looking for these groups, and we pretty much know down to a science how many groups are going to join these, how many people are going to be joining these groups every single day. So, for example, created my own group called Knoxville Homes for Sale / Rent, Home Buy Made Easy by Marty Human. I talk about that group a lot on these lives because it is one of the first groups I created, and I did give it a buzz kickstart. I did add probably 150, 200 members to it, and now it's got close to 5,000 members. And I didn't do anything else to the group though, nothing. I went and set up a few things, did some stuff for training. Most of the stuff I do with these groups are a lot of times, it's when I'm on a training call training somebody, you'll see me drop posts and polls and that kind of stuff. And most of the time I'm using the groups that I control. And the reason I'm using those groups because it helps me stay out of that little Facebook timeout, the Facebook, what they call Facebook jail sometimes. Well, we always call Facebook jail, Facebook prison. But it helps you stay out of that little holdout period because with Facebook, rather you pay for ads, of course. And with Facebook, rather you always spend your money with them and not find a way to do things for free? Well, of course. But this right here for 6 years, unlimited amount of clients coming in. And the crazy thing is we had those unlimited amount of clients way before the buzz leverage. Way before we figured this out. We figured how to do that in the middle of, really towards the end of 2014, about 6 months, maybe the middle of 2015, after 6 months after I'd met Kamikaze Christie, when she's like, hey, this is what we're going to do. You're going to learn how to do this from your phone. You can't be on this laptop. You're too blind. You've got your face in front of it. You can't see. We're going to figure out how to do this on your phone. And she did. She made it 100% mobile. So that was one of the most amazing things ever. But we started pulling in endless clients. Endless buyers. That's what we were looking for. I wasn't looking for sellers at that time. I was looking for nothing but buyers. And we were pulling in application after application after application. We're talking about Kamikaze was getting 200 applications a month. No exaggeration. Too many for me to keep up with. And it was all without making one telephone call. Just never ending coming in from these Facebook groups. But when we were on our way to Mexico for one of our trips we won with our company, that's when we first seen that group that got archived. And that's when the light bulb went off. So, uh-oh, here's something totally different we didn't think about. Something totally different that everybody I tell this to or we talk about this says the same thing. Wow, I didn't think about that. That's pretty amazing. Because there's a lot of people out there that maybe they're done with their group. Maybe it's just too much. Maybe they don't know they don't know what we know. They don't know how effective, how great that group can be to bring in never-ending clients for any kind of business. They don't know that. Maybe they don't have a business. And then we start talking about the topic groups. So these are all the things that you're going to learn. And everybody that showed up on this live tonight and give me a thumbs up or said hello, and I do appreciate that. You guys will be the first to get the video I'm putting together tomorrow. It's going to involve a screen sharing video. It's going to involve a Zoom video where I'm sharing my screen here and I'm showing you guys these different things that we're looking for. And the easiest way to pick out different groups out there that has a great shot for you to be able to be given to, or to be able to pick it up by buying it, to be able to use these different things out there that we only know about to get these groups. So the buzz is legit, I'm telling you. And I really do feel like that Kamikaze Christie and me know these Facebook groups better than anybody but Facebook. And I've yet to see somebody step up to the game and say, no, Marty, I know them better than you. I've done this for this long. Because we spent 6 years watching these groups, watching them grow, watching them change, and adapting to it every time the changes happen. And we went through a lot of changes over those 6 years, and the groups only got better. And they're only getting better. They just started putting all their emphasis on the groups 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Now think about that. For the first, from 2010 to 2 years ago, it was all about connecting friends and family. Connecting friends and family. Now it's about building communities. And even on the little, I guess it was the hearing they had for Zuckerberg and for who was it? Bezos, Zuckerberg, Bezos, and then a couple other big dogs, Tim Cook and the Google guy. You heard Zuckerberg talk about communities many times. I don't know if you watched that interview or not, but he brought up how Facebook is focused on building communities many times in that hearing interview. I loved it. And not only that, you see them spend their money. You see them spend their money on advertising all year last year on Facebook groups. And now they're spending their money on creating rooms inside the Facebook groups. And it's almost like having Zoom, or the capability of sharing your screen, talking to people without having to pay somebody for it. Facebook, and Zuckerberg even really pointed it out big time on that hearing interview, is all about free. Don't get me wrong. Do they love their paid ads, and is that where they get their business from? Yes. But they want small businesses to be able to get on Facebook and build communities and stay covered up with clients. Facebook is about people and not just about money. I'm telling you, Zuckerberg has changed a lot over the years. You've seen him grow. You've seen him get a little bit more mature. You know, so Facebook is definitely where they're going to keep coming back to. Everybody's on there. You find every type of client possible. But when you get that control of the Facebook group and you're able to figure out how to utilize it perfectly, how to bring in, because there's a ton of people I talk to on a daily basis that have control of big groups. And we've had one real estate agent take our advice, Buzz Labor's advice, picked up a 600-something thousand member group, changed our life forever. It will change your life forever, because now you've got the ability to get your name out there so fast, so quick in front of people. And unlike having to pay for a billboard that you got to go, people's got to drive, a lot of same people are going to be seeing it. Not everybody's writing down telephone numbers as they're driving by a billboard. But every time you want that billboard changed, especially if it's painted, you got to pay to have that happen. When you get control, like for example, Kimberly Horde, she reached out to me the other day and she said, hey, I think we ought to change this cover photo. And it wasn't even on that group, it was a different group. It had like 20,000 members in it. And I like, great idea. Change that cover photo, and guess what happens? They get notified immediately. And curiosity killed the kitty cat. They want to go look at it. They go see what that cover photo is about, what's on it. And they may not do it immediately, but they all get the notification, and they all get the notification on something they're carrying around with them at all times. So I'm telling you guys, learning how to take control, learning how to control these Facebook groups, and realizing that you can get a group for not a very lot of money. Sometimes you can get them free. Sometimes they'll actually give them to you. You got to know the right ways to come across the people, and that's exactly what we will teach you, is how to come across the people to leverage yourself better than anything. All right, Buzz Team members, I'll be reaching out to you tomorrow. See you. Thank you, guys.